Hi class, Captain Hunley. We're going to do a lecture on the firehouse and what is inside the firehouse and each portion of the firehouse and how it operates. Okay, so come with me. Okay, this is the entry area of that firehouse. Okay, a lot of fire stations, they may have a secretary or civilian that's working at the front desk here that you can see. Our firehouses do not have any secretaries or civilians living in them. So this area is built in case we build out and get there eventually one day. Okay. So this side of the firehouse is known as the working side of the firehouse. Okay, the other side will be the dorm side of the firehouse, living inside the station and sleeping. So this side is the work side. To my left, you'll notice this is the captain's office. This is where the captains will operate and work on reports. This is Captain Todd here. Thank you, Captain Todd. We will operate and do our reports for calls that we ran. We'll set up training in this room and do a bunch of operations for the day, okay? We also have a library for our firefighters. Most of our fire stations actually have a library or learning area for them to continue with their education in case they haven't finished their schooling. A lot of our firefighters, after work period from 0800 to 5 is pretty much our work time where we focus on the firehouse. And after 5, firefighters can start working on possible online school, chores that they need to get done around the firehouse. But after 5, we try to slow down a little bit and it's more of a living quarters, okay? Over here to our left, this is where our dispatches come out. If we get called or a dispatch, paperwork comes out here on the dispatch machine, okay? We get the piece of paper on the printer, and we used to use that as a run sheet for our calls, but now inside the fire engines and trucks, now have a computer that will tell us for all the needs that we have on that call, okay? So this is kind of like a ancient thing, but we do use that for our logbooks we log all our information inside the books. We continue down the hall. This is our chief's quarters. So he actually took off. He was sitting here working, but this is where the chief lives and operates on a daily basis. All of us are here for 24 hours. So we're here from 0800 in the morning to 0800 the next morning. So a 24-hour shift. So we're here all day. He had his room. He has his quarters over here that we're not going to interrupt. You'll see our quarters on the other side where we sleep. But this is his office where he's at. Okay. If we continue down here, you'll notice these red doors here, okay? These red doors kind of let you know that we're going into a more contaminated area. This contaminated area is our app bay or apparatus bay. Apparatus bay is where all of our vehicles or apparatus live at. So the contaminations of fires from incidents, also our turnout coats and helmets live inside the apparatus bay. So we're not contaminating the inside of the station. But you see here we have a chief's vehicle. We have the fire engine here for the station. There's a fire truck or tiller truck that's outside. And then we also have this USAR. This is the Urban Search and Rescue. And there will be a video lecture on an urban search and rescue vehicle. The Station 8, every station in Oxnard usually has a specialty. This specialty here at Station 8 would be the USAR station. Station 7, which is on our north end, is our hazmat station. They're in charge of all the hazmats. My station at Station 1 is the training station that we have a big old tower out back, and all of our fire academies are held at fire station number 1, okay? So this is the app bay. Inside the app bay, we have a bunch of rooms that carry our equipment. This is the EMS room. We do have a squad in the far corner with a paramedic and a firefighter, and this is where we would replace all the bandages and equipment for medical calls. We have a hose room that carries all of our hose. Whenever we go to a fire, we have to replace every stick of hose because every stick of hose is dirty once it's used, and we will replace it with clean, dried hose when we're finished. When we go through this door, remember this is the living quarters side of the station that we're still on. We're entering through here. As you can see, the living side of the station has the firefighters living in it.
Have you seen the one for here?
This is an area where we will all hang out, talk to each other, debrief from calls. This is also the kitchen area. Since we're here for a whole day, 24 hours, we eat together, cook together, live together. So this is the main area that everyone's at living together, okay? We continue over here, we'll pass by our chief. Excuse me, sir.
Hello?
Every fire station, for the most part now, will have a gym. We have to be physically active, and we are given 2 hours of any given day to work out in our gym. Most stations have a gym. Whatever department you go work for, they may not have a gym. This is pretty much an approved thing at most firehouses. That's common in these days, okay? All right, let's continue out. We're gonna go back through the kitchen. Back through our contaminated area. So these days, we don't want to ever wear turnouts inside of the station and bring all the contaminations in our living areas. We're trying to change as a fire department, and it's kind of new movement across the whole nation of trying to keep the contaminated area of your turnouts, soot, all the smoke and debris that you get from a fire in this zone right here, which is the apparatus zone, and try to keep the living quarters clean. At this fire station, we have lots of different areas. We have an area to clean our gear. We also have an area to work on our chainsaws, and also an area to fill up our air bottles from any structure fire where we have to use our air bottles to breathe. For our SCBAs, we can fill them inside of those rooms there. So now we're going to move on to the sleeping quarters of the station. The sleeping quarters of the station is the side where we're here for 24 hours. So we do have dorms, kind of like living at a college. We have a dorm to live in during these 24 hours. Again, you'll see the huge row of turnouts in our apparatus bay. So this half of the station, this is the quiet half of the station. You have to lower your voice a little bit more on this side. No, I'm joking. It's middle of the day, no one should be over here, no one's sleeping yet, okay? This is the quiet side of the station. This is where things are starting to calm down, we're starting to relax and sleep, and you can see inside of the dorm, we'll use this dorm that no one's in. Turn on the light. Every dorm will have a bed, and this station's great. This station has its own bathrooms and showers. Each dorm at this station, it's a newer station, so we're trying to give everyone more privacy at these newer stations where people aren't sleeping in pairs or in entire groups. You have your own bed, your own shower, so everyone has their own stuff. So it's really nice. This is a nice new station. My station where I live at, everyone's bunked 2 in a room. So 2 people live in every single room. So this is all this is. Down the hall is just a bunch of dorms. We have 9 people that live at this station, and this is the side of the station they would live at. So we'll continue now out the back of the station. Thank you for turning on the light. Appreciate it. And we have one last room. A lot of fire stations will have a training classroom. This station has that here. Station 1 also has a training classroom. Station 8 has a training classroom. Some fire departments will only have a single room for them to use for the whole department. So every fire department's going to be different of what they have, what sort of living quarters they have, what sort of facilities they have at the fire station. This is obviously our nicest one. This is the newest of the new for our whole department. The rest of our stations are pretty old. Living quarters a little bit tighter. And lots of our stations only have 3 people. A fire captain, an engineer, and a firefighter. So when you have 9 people, obviously big station, a lot more rooms, a lot more living quarters, so they need the extra space, okay? I hope this video was educational for you guys. If you guys have any questions about the firehouse, please write down your questions and I will answer them as soon as possible. All right, have a good day.